We are now live. Good morning again. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of your rights. For me to advise you of bail for your offenses that you have bail for.
Para que le asesoremos de la fianza de los cargos, de relación a los cargos que usted tiene.
To schedule a preliminary hearing for some of you.
También para programar una audiencia preliminar para algunos de ustedes.
And to appoint an attorney for you.
Y también para encontrar un abogado para ustedes.
During this and all other hearings, you have the following rights.
Durante esta audiencia, al igual que también alguna otra audiencia, usted tiene lo que es, van a tener cada uno de los siguientes derechos.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Tiene derecho a permanecer en silencio y no tener que decir nada.
Should you give up this right, anything you say may be used against you if the case goes to trial.
Si usted renuncia a estos derechos, sí sería para ya no poder ir a juicio y aceptar lo que es un acuerdo.
You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Tiene ustedes derechos a ser inocente o que se le declare inocente antes de que esto puede cambiar hasta que la Fiscalía del Estado pueda probar su culpabilidad más allá de cualquier duda razonable.
You have the right to indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors.
Usted también tiene derecho a pedir que se le enjuicie a través de un gran jurado, o comparecer frente a un gran jurado para cualquier tipo de derecho criminal, ya sea delito mayor o delito menor.
You have a right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene derecho a un juicio agilizado a través de un jurado.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Tiene derecho a ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a cualquier tipo de testigo en su contra o que esté en contra de ustedes.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf.
Usted tiene derecho también a pedir a testigos propios suyos que comparezcan a favor suyo.
You have the right to testify should you choose to do so, but no one can require you to testify and no presumption of guilt may be raised if you do not testify.
Tiene derecho a testificar, pero si no lo desea, no tiene que hacerlo y tiene derecho a que alguien más no lo incrimine por no testificar.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you.
Tiene derecho usted a tener un abogado quien lo represente a usted.
I am appointing each of you an attorney today.
Les voy a estar asignando a cada uno de ustedes un abogado.
However, However, you always have the right to hire your own counsel or to represent yourself.
Pero de todos modos usted tiene derecho a contratar a su propio abogado o a representarse a sí mismo.
Some of you will be allowed to post bond for your release.
A algunos de ustedes se le va a permitir pagar su fianza para poder ser liberado.
This bond may be cash, commercial, or property.
Esta fianza puede ser pagada en efectivo, de manera comercial o a través de una propiedad.
If you receive a cash bond, someone will bring the full amount of cash to the jail with any applicable fees, and it will be returned once your matter is concluded.
Si usted se le da una fianza en efectivo, cualquier persona puede venir a pagar esta fianza, al igual que cargos adicionales, los cuales se le van a estar regresando más adelante, o se le va a estar regresando ese dinero más adelante en el juicio.
If you do a commercial bonding company, they can charge a fee, which is up to 15% the amount of your total bond.
Si usted decide cubrir su fianza a través de una institución o compañía comercial, puede haber un cargo de $15 para que ellos le cubran su fianza.
This fee will not be returned.
Y ese cargo no se lo van a estar regresando a usted.
Someone could also bring a property bond as long as your property has net equity at least 3 times the amount of your bond.
También pueden pagar una fianza en garantía, perdón, una propiedad en garantía para pagar la fianza, siempre y cuando tenga su valor o el valor o 3 veces el valor de la fianza.
If you receive a bond, everyone will have conditions on your bond.
Si usted recibe una fianza, todos van a tener una condición para poder tener derecho a esta fianza.
At minimum, you shall not violate any laws while out on bond.
Por mínimo o por lo menos no tiene que violar ninguna ley mientras esté libre bajo fianza como requisito.
Some of you may have additional conditions that prevent you from going around certain people or certain places.
Algunos de ustedes pueden tener condiciones adicionales que les prohíben acercarse a ciertas personas o a ciertos lugares.
If you violate these special conditions, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
Si alguno de ustedes viola estas condiciones que se le están imponiendo, puede ser de que van a ser ustedes regresados nuevamente o van a ser detenidos sin derecho a fianza.
Additional charges of aggravated stalking or influencing a witness could also be brought against you.
Cargos adicionales pueden presentarse en contra de ustedes también, si es que realizan estos actos. Pueden ser también cargos por acechar o hostigar o manipular a ciertos testigos que se les pueden agregar adicionales a los que ya tengan.
For these charges, you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison or fined up to $20,000.
Por estos cargos se le puede sentenciar hasta 10 años en la cárcel o también ponerles una multa de hasta $20,000.
If your family member is an alleged victim, he or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf.
El familiar que va a pagar la fianza se supone que es supuestamente o se alega de que esa persona que va a pagar su fianza es la víctima, a esta persona no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is not authorized to set a bond.
Algunos de ustedes tienen cargos para ciertas ofensas y estos cargos el tribunal no está autorizada para poder presentar fianzas.
In that situation, you will have a bond hearing scheduled for a later date.
Si esta es la situación, cada uno de ustedes va a tener una fecha de audiencia diferente.
If you are on active probation, the court will not set a bond. Your probation officer will have to review your case.
Si está bajo libertad probatoria, sí, no va a ser elegible para una fianza, ya que su oficial de libertad probatoria va a tener que revisar su caso y decidir si hay una fianza o no.
When you come before me, I will ask you about a preliminary hearing.
Cuando cada uno de ustedes se presente frente a mí, a cada uno le voy a estar pidiendo, le voy a estar preguntando información sobre una audiencia preliminar.
The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough probable cause to keep you detained while your case goes to trial.
El propósito de hacer las preguntas para ver si califica para una audiencia preliminar es para poder encontrar si existe causa suficientemente o la suficiente probable causa para detenerlo sin fianza.
The preliminary hearing may be waived if you are facing misdemeanors only and want to move your matter along quicker through the court.
Si es que el derecho a una audiencia preliminar puede ser desechado si es que existe algún otro proceso más antes en la corte.
If you don't know if you want to waive your preliminary hearing, you are not required to waive your preliminary hearing, and I can set you down for a preliminary hearing today.
Si no están seguros de denunciar a la audiencia preliminar, podemos nosotros agendarle, programarle esta audiencia preliminar con fecha y hora.
If you have felony offenses, you will not be allowed to waive your preliminary hearing.
Si tienen ofensas o delitos mayores, no se les va a permitir renunciar a su audiencia preliminar.
If you bond out, you will automatically waive your preliminary hearing.
Y si usted paga su fianza para salir, automáticamente va a estar renunciando a lo que es la audiencia preliminar.
Thank you for your patience. We're going to start with the Spanish-speaking inmates first. We will follow with the female inmates and follow with the males. We're going to do this quickly so y'all can continue with your day.
Yes, ma'am. One moment, okay?
Thank you. Hold on, Guillermo, for me, okay?
Judge Duvernay, would you like to do all three of the gentlemen together, or are you gonna do them one at a time right here? Or you wanna see them one individually? How would you like it?
Thank you for asking. We'll have them right there where they are, but I'm going to go through them each individually so they can stand where they are.
Yes, ma'am.
Juan Garcia.
Raise your hand so she can know which one. Who's Juan Garcia?
Go ahead, Mr. Guillermo, we're ready. Juan Garcia. You are charged with a license violation and a stop sign violation. Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws while out on bond.
Judge Duvernay, he can't hear. He can't hear the gentleman. Maybe you want to adjust the phone, because we could hear him fine before.
What about now?
He has to say something. We can't hear anything.
Guillermo, will you tell him again the fine is $1,500? He can't hear you. I don't know what happened with the phone. Try again, Guillermo.
Sure, no problem. Quiero decirle de que la fianza es de $1,500 por violación de licencia de conducir y un alto de
He said no, he can't hear.
tráfico.
Can we have the gentleman, the Spanish speakers, the interpreter's phone number so we can call him directly? And then I could just put him on speaker?
They won't let you have to go through a lot. So can they contact you directly, Guillermo, or is that not?
No.
Hey, that's better. Wherever you have him right now, Judge Duvernay, you may want to leave him right there. We can't find.
Okay, it's right. They said they can hear me now. Try it again, Guillermo. Your bond is $1,500, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond.
Quiero decirle de que su fianza está en $1,500 por violación de licencia y un alto de tráfico. Mientras usted, si acaso usted puede ser liberado pagando la fianza o cubriendo la fianza, no tiene que violar la ley mientras esté fuera bajo fianza.
You understand?
¿Usted entiende eso?
Sí.
Are you able to make bond?
¿Puede usted pagar su fianza?
Sí, pero perdón, ¿de cuánto es? No lo escuché.
Yes, but I'm sorry, what's the amount?
$1,500.
$1,500.
$1,500, sí, está bien. Sí, sí puedo pagarla.
Perdón, ¿puede hablar más fuerte?
Sí.
Yes, dame usted.
Your next court date is September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201.
Fecha de juicio sería septiembre 7 a las 8 a.m. Sala número 201.
Have a good day.
Tenga buen día.
Giovanni Gutierrez.
Giovanni Gutierrez.
Can you hear me, sir?
Gutiérrez,
Sí,
¿me
ya.
logra escuchar, señor?
You are charged with no insurance, improper backing,
A usted se le está acusando de no tener seguro de auto o no tener seguro, al igual que reversearse de manera inapropiada.
no tag, no license,
No licencia de conducir ni tampoco registración o placa.
obstruction of an officer, and giving false statement.
Obstrucción de un oficial, al igual que dar una declaración falsa.
You do not have a bond at this time.
Usted no tiene fianza, derecho a fianza en estos momentos,
Based on your current probation status.
esto basado en su actual estado de libertad probatoria.
Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201.
Su siguiente juicio sería septiembre 7, 8 a.m., sala 201.
Have a good day, sir.
Tenga buen día, señor.
Castillo Oviedo. You are charged with obstruction of an officer,
Castillo Oviedo, usted se le está acusando de obstrucción de un oficial.
your bond is $3,500, and you shall not violate any laws while out on bond.
Su fianza es de $3,500 y no se le va a permitir que quebrante la ley o haga de cometa ninguna otra violación mientras esté liberado bajo o fianza.
Are you able to make bond?
¿Puedo separar su fianza?
Sí.
Your next court date will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201.
Su siguiente fecha de juicio en la corte sería septiembre 7, 8 a.m., sala 201.
Have a good day.
Tenga buen día.
All right, thank you, Guillermo. I appreciate your patience and your assistance. We're gonna continue on, but you have a good day, okay, sir?
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you for your services.
Yes, Deputy Knox,
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna get the females together and be ready in about 2 minutes, okay?
thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Okay, Judge Duvernay, this is Ms. Baker.
I see her. I was just checking my email. I still haven't received the paperwork from Mr. Johnson. Could you have somebody call over there and have them send it to me? As you know, we reset them from yesterday and I did not receive the paperwork. I sent an email about an hour ago. I still haven't received the information from Mr. Johnson. Actually, as soon as I said that, it just came through. So we're
Okay.
good. So we'll keep going. Give me 1 second. I want to tidy up a few things paperwork wise. But
Okay,
I just see Ms. Baker.
okay.
We'll take Mr. Johnson right before we do the fugitives, but right now we're gonna do Miss Carter Baker. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges?
Yes.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Megan Lugan's land. You cannot return to 10916 Clearwater Drive. It was indicated on the warrant, this arrest affidavit, that this is your residence. As such, you may return with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort for any reason until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws or out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
I'm just supposed to break my lease.
Did I say that?
I mean, why would I pay for a home I can't stay in?
My question to you, ma'am, was do you understand the conditions of your bond? You're asking me questions that I'm not fit to answer. Do you understand my question?
No, because I don't understand if I can, like, okay, so I'm gonna leave here, get bonded out, and then I'm just gonna be homeless?
You are not allowed to go to 10916 Clearwater Drive,
Ma'am, I
except
don't
for
have
the
to.
purpose of retrieving your personal property with the sheriff's escort, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. You can talk to your attorney about getting that modified by another judge, but for right now, you're not allowed to go back to that property without a sheriff's escort for any purpose. Do you now understand, ma'am?
May I ask for a speedy, like next court date then?
She asked you, did you understand?
The speedy trial will come if you talk to your lawyer. My question for you, Ms. Baker, is do you understand the conditions of your bond?
Yes.
Are you able to make bond?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yep.
Okay, I don't understand the extraness. You're in a court of law, and I'm trying to be
Someone gonna be
respectful.
homeless and expect them to be completely emotionless.
Judge,
I'm sorry.
Judge, would you like to take Ms. Baker last?
I just
You
don't
can move her.
understand.
Hold on.
Like,
hold
she's
on.
putting a lot on me, and I can't.
You know what? I'm not gonna take her last. I've heard enough. The drama is unnecessary. I've appointed her an attorney. Her next court date will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201, and she can share her concerns with her attorney, who will be the appropriate person to share her concerns with. Have a good day, Ms. Baker. If anybody else can hear me, we don't do the drama. I'm asking questions. You're gonna answer my questions, and we're gonna keep it moving. Everyone has an attorney. Your attorney is the appropriate person to ask about modifying conditions of bond or share about certain concerns you have or things of that nature. It's not appropriate to do this now because there is no prosecutor here and I am not your attorney. I'm not being rude or negative, but there is only so much the court can do for you. So moving forward, you're going to answer my questions. If you have questions about your bond specifically, I'm happy to answer them. But the back and forth, the extra, the rolling, the eyes, the yes, the uh-huh will not be tolerated today. Hopefully the people can hear me. And if they can't, I would expect the deputies to pass the message. Are you Ms. Boswell, also known as Ms. Bramblett?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. You are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge?
I do and I don't.
Would you like me to read the warrantless arrest affidavit that lays out the reason you are being detained right now?
I was just confused on how it was criminal trespassing, if it was my house and the person that came had been gone for 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am. I do understand the confusion. That will be something that your attorney will need to explain to you, but I'm happy to read the warrantless arrest affidavit for you. Do you want me to read it aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
That's fine.
You are accused of knowingly without authority placing Mr. Shelnutt's property outside the incident location, that you have admitted to placing the property outside the incident location due to him not returning home, that this is fall under family violence because you both live together. So your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Adam Shelnut, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, or would you like me to set a preliminary hearing for you?
And that will speed it up, right?
Yes, if you waive it, it will speed it up because the prosecutor will be able to move forward and you could get your accusation and possibly get in court. Before COVID, we're saying 7 to 10 days. I'm not sure how quickly it will be, but it will move the matter along a little bit quicker.
Okay, yeah.
So you do want to waive it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver with the deputy. And then your next court date will come in the mail. Ms. Boswell, I wasn't finished, ma'am. In the event you have not bonded out, you will be brought up before the courts to have your case handled. So either way, you'll be getting seen as soon as possible, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sign your waiver, please. Next should be Autumn Dunn. Ms. Dunn, you were charged with terroristic threats and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge? Your bond is $8,000. You shall stay away from Timothy Webb and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am? These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be Relia Edwards. Ms. Edwards, you're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Christian Warren. You cannot return to 772 Point South Parkway in Jonesboro, Georgia. Because that is your residence, you can go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without an escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Maybe.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? So your next court date will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
Come on, Ms. Reeves.
Are you Aaron Freeman, also known as Aaron Step? What was that?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second. You are charged with giving an inmate contraband, use of communication facilities to facilitate a felony and transaction of a non-controlled substance. Do you understand your charges, ma'am?
I understand them, but I didn't do it.
I understand, ma'am. I have appointed an attorney to represent you, to defend you. I just want to make sure you understand your charges. Your bond is $30,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I hope so. My parents are gonna try to do it.
Okay. As I stated, I have appointed an attorney to represent you. These charges are felony charges, so you are not able to waive your preliminary hearing. Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
Judge Duvernay,
Yes.
we have to stand by 1 moment. We have just a little disturbance, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Judge Duvernay, I'm sorry, we're ready.
No need to apologize, but I think my paperwork got out of order. What's your name, ma'am?
Tanisha Lyons.
Give me 1 second.
Take a seat.
All right, we are back on the record. Ms. Lyons, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your, thank you so much. Do you understand your charge?
No, because I was told that it was supposed to be brought before I even came.
Do you understand your charge?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't.
If you do, that's fine. If you don't, I can read the warrant out loud. We are streaming live on YouTube.
Because
You're accused of committing an offense of criminal trespass when you knowingly interfere with the property of Mr. Kimar Eskernies by grabbing his personal items and throwing them outside the residence during an argument over rent money and relationship issues. You are accused to have made a verbal admission to throwing the victim's items out of the residence, that this took place in Clayton County, and that he wants to press charges. So your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Mr. Eskernies, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Jasmine Martin. Ms. Martin, you are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge?
Yes.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Jaden Latham. You cannot return to 5226 Norman Boulevard. It is understood that that is your residence. As such, you may return with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until the matter is resolved or until the condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws of out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes,
Are you able to make mine?
I believe so.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes,
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Since you can't go back to the Norman Boulevard, make sure that the court has your appropriate address so they can mail your court date, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day.
yes.
Thank you. Aisha Pittman,
Hi, Judge.
hello. You're charged with battery and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. I have dismissed the cruelty to children charge. However, your battery charge does still stand. Do you understand the battery charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Tracy Steele. You cannot return to 634 Roy Huey Road, and you must not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you. LaDonna Richardson.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, I do.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Kinzel Bolton. You shall not return to 1281 Shangri-La Circle. It was indicated that this is your shared residence. As such, you may return with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until the case is modified or until you are, your lawyer can get this modified by another judge, this condition, okay? So the case needs to be closed or a judge can modify that condition, but until then, you cannot go back unless you have a sheriff's escort to retrieve your personal property. And you must not violate any laws of out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
I do.
Are you able to make bond?
I will. I am.
This is your a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I do.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. If this is the only address you have right now on file, you need to give them another address so they can mail your court date. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Tracy Steele. You were charged with aggravated assault and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. I have dismissed your cruelty to children charge, but your aggravated assault charge still stands. Do you understand your charge?
I don't.
You are accused of committing aggravated assault with a weapon when you used an object in handgun and struck Ms. Pittman in the head, leaving a nickel-sized laceration on her head. You did commit this offense allegedly of cruelty to children when you allowed 3 to 4 small juveniles to hear or see the physical altercation who all were under the age of 18. I have dismissed the cruelty to children charge, but the aggravated assault charge still stands. Your bond is $25,000. You're to stay away from Quaisha Pittman and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Your next court date is gonna be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Cynthia Walker.
Hold on one moment. She has some mental health issues. Judge Duvernay, she's gonna come. One moment.
Thank you.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down. This is Miss Walker.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. You are charged with a pedestrian on a walkway. Your bond is $500 and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Your next court date is going to be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. I have appointed an attorney to represent you, okay? Have a good day, ma'am.
Come on. Put your hands down. Come on, Miss West.
Equal West.
She's coming, Judge Duvernay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are charged with trafficking, morphine, trafficking methamphetamine, possession of firearm during the commission of a crime, use or possession of drug-related object, and a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, I understand my charges.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be September 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's do it. Just stand by one moment.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, this is Mr. Askernies. When you're ready, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm finishing up something. I'll be right with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Askenis, you were charged with battery. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You should stay away from Tanisha Lyons, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
Come here.
Ryan Rommel,
Yes, ma'am.
you served in the military.
Yes, ma'am. For a brief moment.
You are charged with disorderly conduct. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offense. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I do.
All right. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second.
Oh.
Are you Mr. Butler? Are you Mr. Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your charge?
Yes.
Your bond is $3,500. You were to stay away from
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Yes, your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Robin Fountain. You shall not return to 5504 Winwood Road. Since that is your residence, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved, until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws of out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, so my bond is how much again?
$3,500. Are you able to make bond?
Why is it so high? I really, and I'm not guilty of that.
I'm sure you're not guilty, sir. I'll just set your bond based on my reviewing the affidavit and the evidence. Are you able to make bond?
I'm not sure, maybe through a bail bond, maybe not.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Talk to the judge if you're not sure. Tell him.
I'm not sure yet. I'm really.
Okay, since you're not sure, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna set you down for September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
Come on, sir. Come on. Step up, sir.
Frederick Evans,
He's coming, ma'am.
thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Give me 1 second, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you're charged with terroristic threats. Do you understand your charge?
Terroristic threat, the man talking about what he was.
Let me stop you. This is not the time for you to try to explain your innocence. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. You can share with your attorney and he or she will share with the appropriate court at the appropriate time your defense. It's not appropriate for you to share with me any kind of information surrounding the case. The first appearance is just for me to explain to you your charges and give you a bond. So I'll repeat my question, which was, do you understand your charge, sir? I'm not asking, are you guilty? I'm asking, do you understand what your charge is? Okay, your bond is $3,500 and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, Mr. Evans?
$3,500, so that's $350.
Yes, sure. Yes or no?
It depends on your bonds company, so I don't know about the math, sir. But are you able to make bond? And when I'm asking, I mean, if you can use a bond company, pay cash or whatever, are you able to make it?
Yes.
Thank you. This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
What's that?
I explained it earlier, sir. It's fine if you don't understand. I'm going to go ahead and set you down for one, which will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. As I stated earlier, I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your lawyer will be able to explain to you further the pros and cons of having a preliminary hearing. If you bond out, your preliminary hearing will be waived. If you don't bond out, your attorney will assist you with whether or not to move forward with the waiver, okay? Well, have a good day, Mr. Evans.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Franklin should be next.
How you doing, y'all?
I'm well, thank you. Give me 1 second. Mr. Franklin, you are charged with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, obstruction of an officer, another felony count of possession of a controlled substances. You're charged with possession of a Schedule I substance. You're also charged with another felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Let me verify something really quickly.
She's not talking. Herrera. Never mind. Hutchinson.
Possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. You're charged with another felony count on violation of the Controlled Substances Act, use possession of drug-related objects, fleeing from police officer, reckless driving, and open container. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $56,500, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
What's the amount again? 56?
Can you give me 1 second?
First, I'll just, before you get started, I just want to say some of the charges not. Like I said, I was.
Give me 1 second.
The doors open up, what do you want to believe it or not, that's right. That's what she said.
Mr. Hernandez, are you Mr. Hernandez?
Mr. Hudson.
No, hold on one moment, ma'am. I missed the order.
It's okay. I think the paperwork, they got out of order with a couple of them.
Okay, I'm gonna get Mr. Hernandez. He's right here.
It should be Hernandez then Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Sir, your charge is simple battery. Do you understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
You are, your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Teddy Mendoza.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all share a residence?
No, ma'am.
So you should stay away from her, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
I can't hear you, sir.
You have to answer yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
said
ma'am.
yes? Okay. Sign the waiver and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Devon Hunter should be next.
Okay.
Mr. Hunter, you're charged with 4 counts of entering auto, burglary, and theft by receiving stolen property and carrying a concealed weapon. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am, but some of them was not accurate. I was entering my vehicle.
Can I stop you, sir? As I stated earlier, this is not the time for you to present your defense. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You can certainly share that with your attorney. He or she will share that with the appropriate parties at the appropriate time. But right now, you do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Listen, go right now.
Michael Hutchinson should be next.
Mike, I'm sorry, ma'am, who?
Michael Hutchinson,
Yes, ma'am. One moment, Judge Juvenile.
okay. Are you Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with criminal trespass. You understand your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $5,000. You were to stay away from Sharon Milton. You shall not return to 9395 Autumn Terrace, and you must not violate any laws on bond. Do you understand, sir?
I know what to make on.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, do you understand the conditions staying away from Ms. Milton and not returning to 9395 Autumn Terrace, as well as not violating any laws out of bond? You do understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
You said you're unable to make bond.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish for me to set you down for a preliminary hearing, or do you wish to waive it?
What does that mean?
I explained it earlier. If you don't understand at this point, I'm going to go ahead and set you down for a preliminary hearing. But as I stated, I have appointed an attorney to represent you, and he or she will come visit you, and they will explain to you further whether or not you need to move forward with the preliminary hearing or if you need to waive it. But at this time, since you don't still understand, I'm going to give you an attorney just to make sure. Okay. So have a good day.
Come on.
I know that Mr. Johnson is the add-on.
Yes,
So we're
ma'am.
gonna do
Yeah, I still have them. I still have them. You want to take him next?
No, because I need to look at the paperwork. I did look at it yesterday, but I need to look at it again. Is this Mr. Johnson in front of me?
No, ma'am, that's Mr. LaDucier.
Okay, so we're doing good. We'll do him at the end before we do the fugitives.
Yes, ma'am, you just said it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. LaDucer,
Yes, ma'am.
you were charged with improper lane change and serious injury by a vehicle. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $20,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
One of your charges is a felony offense. As such, I'm not going to allow a waiver. Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Norman?
Yes. Wait, no, Shamaya Lindsay should be next.
I'm sorry. That's Lindsay.
Shamaya Lindsay.
Yes, ma'am. That's Lindsay right there in front of you.
Okay, I heard you say Norman, so I wanted to make sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Lindsay, you're charged with battery. Do you understand your charge?
No, I do not.
You want me to read your warrant? It's from 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
You are accused on July 9th of 2017. The victim was completing duties at his work facility while the victim walked down the hallway. The said accused exited his room, grabbed the victim, slammed him up against the wall several times, punched him in the face and body, and choked the victim. During the incident, the victim sustained a broken finger and body pains. Other staff members had to assist in removing the said accused off the victim. The victim was transported from the work facility to the hospital emergency room. Your bond in this case is $7,000. You should stay away from the victim. The victim's name was not included in the warrant, but the victim that was included in this incident, you should stay away from them and you should not violate any laws on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Will you repeat that?
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your next court date will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Christopher Mecca,
Sorry, what did you say, Mayor?
Mecca,
Okay.
McKay, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. McKay.
Thank you.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, give me 1 second. You are charged with simple assault. Do you understand your charge?
I'm charged for what?
Simple assault.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Patricia Williams. You shall not return to 942 Pownell Lane in Hampton, Georgia. Since that is your residence, you may return with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws on auto bond. Do you understand these special conditions?
Yes.
Are you able to make bond?
No.
This is a misdemeanor offense. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. If you've not yet bonded out, they'll bring you up for your arraignment at the appropriate time. Have a good day. Larry Mitchell. You were charged with battery, family violence, and theft by taking. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Your bond is $7,000. You're to stay away from Tamika Johnson, and you shall not violate any laws of auto bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Do you reside with Miss Johnson at the Jonesboro Road address?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, so please stay away from her. Do not return to that address.
Ma'am,
You said you are able to make bond.
yes, ma'am, I am.
These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am, that means, if I make fun, my court date just coming in the mail.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sign your waiver before you go back and have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Jay.
Good afternoon. Give me 1 second. Are you Mr. Norman?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second. Mr. Norman, you are charged with simple assault, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and crossing the guard line with drugs. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $15,000. You shall stay away from Sonia Bird, and you must not violate any laws of auto bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
One of your charges is a felony. As such, you will not be waiving your preliminary hearing. Your next court date is scheduled for September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
On your right, look up, look up.
Ms. Riley, Mr. Riley, excuse me, you are charged with battery, family violence, including the children in 3rd degree. You understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $7,000. You're to stay away from Kayla Thomas and Kamora Riley. You must not return to 772 Point South Parkway, and you must not violate the laws of auto bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you reside at that 772 address with her?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so do not go back to that address for any reason until the condition is modified by a judge. You said you are able to make bond. These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Mr. Scipio, you are charged with failing to have your headlights on and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charges? Your bond is $2,000. You must not violate laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Your next court date will be September 7th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Give me 1 second.
On that side, we go off and then on the top. And out of the door, we want to open the one. Goes out
You are here for theft by receiving stolen property, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, possession of tools during the commission of a crime, and loitering. Are you Mr. Shreen?
Yes, ma'am.
I have denied all of these warrants based on the fact that the officer did not provide enough probable cause on a warrantless arrest affidavit. So you do not face these charges currently. However, the officer can always come back with the additional information to reapply for warrants. But based on the application as provided to the court, I am not going to move forward with these charges at this time because I did not find probable cause for the warrant. And this is solely based on the officer not providing the court with more information. So you're free to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lamont says right.
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged with armed robbery, possession of firearm, or the commission of a crime, and possession of firearm by a felon. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. September 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. You should be ready for Mr. Johnson, right?
Yes, ma'am, he's ready.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson? You are charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, a red light violation, driving on a suspended license, driving under the influence, reckless driving, theft by receiving stolen property, open container, fleeing from an officer, and improper lane change. Do you understand your charges? You have to say yes or no, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I have denied the warrant for driving on a suspended license. I have denied the warrant for driving under the influence, and I have denied the warrant for improper lane change. However, your remaining charges, including the felony violation of a Georgia Controlled Substances Act, red light violations, reckless driving, theft by receiving stolen property, and open container charges, as well as fleeing from police officers, still stand. As such, and based on the fact that you are still in probation, you do not have a bond at this time. However, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be September 8th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Hands on the wall.
We should be ready for the fugitive extradition hearings, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he's at M19. Judge Juvenile, you ready for the fugitives, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Which one, you want them all three together, ma'am?
I'm gonna read, yes, I want all three of them together. I'm gonna read this colloquy to them, and then I'm gonna go through each of them individually.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Stand by one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, before me should be Rogelio Gonzalez, Osvaldo Ferreira, and Justin Bryan. Do we have those three people?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, gentlemen, please list it up. Good afternoon again. This hearing is called an extradition hearing. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All of the rights that I advised everyone of earlier also apply in your case, but your hearings are a little different from the other first appearance hearings that have just taken place. You do not have charges here pending against you in Clayton County. You have been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you in another state, and they are requesting that you return to answers for those charges. Give me 1 second. Mr. Bryan, please raise your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in fact Justin Bryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you already have an attorney representing you in this extradition matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, please raise your hand. Do you have an attorney representing you?
No, ma'am.
And then Mr. Actually, Mr. Bryan,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
actually may have to reset your case because they're missing some paperwork on you, but I'm gonna try to get it done today. So I do want you to listen up in case we're able to get it done today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Herrera, is that you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an attorney representing you right now
Yes, ma'am.
in the other state?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Bryan, you are being charged with desertion of the U.S. Army out of the state of Georgia, the United States Army you left the United States to go to Ecuador to avoid returning back to your duties. This is the allegation, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez, you are alleged of entering in the state of Georgia, that you are wanted out of Bay County, Florida, and that they intend to extradite you on the, The offense of fraud, excuse me, I had to find it. You're charged with fraud in the state of Florida, Mr. Gonzalez. And Mr. Herrera, you are charged with the offense of reckless homicide, and that's from the state of Illinois. All of these states have indicated that they will extradite you to the respective states for your allegation. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to OCGA Title 17, Chapter 13. You have heard your alleged charges in the states that are seeking your return. Each of you has a choice as to whether you wish to return to the state voluntarily or contest extradition. If you contest extradition, then the court may commit you to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days. During that time, a warrant will be prepared under the governor's signature for your extradition to the other state. The court may allow a bond and can consider that. However, it is the policy of this court not to allow bonds in any cases where there are allegations of being a fugitive from justice. As such, I have denied bond for each of you today. If you do not wish to voluntarily return to your respective states that are wishing for your return, you may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition and to contest your return. This writ of habeas corpus can only contest 4 things. 1, whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. 2, whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the demanding state that is requesting your return. 3, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition. And 4, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. You cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in the state of Georgia. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition or deciding whether to waive extradition. If the state requesting your return is unable to extradite you within 30 days, you may be committed to the Clayton County Jail for an additional 30 days while awaiting your extradition. If after 90 days your extradition has not been completed, you will be released. So I'll ask each of you, Mr. Bryant, as I stated earlier, your paperwork is still not in, but I'm trying to get this done for you. So I'll ask you, if we are able to locate your paperwork, do you wish to return voluntarily or do you wish to contest extradition?
I wish to return voluntarily.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, I'll ask you, do you wish to return voluntarily to the state of Florida or do you wish to contest extradition?
Return.
Okay, and then Mr. Herrera, do you wish to return voluntarily or do you wish to contest?
Return voluntarily.
I can't hear you.
Return voluntarily.
Okay, so I need you all, Mr. Herrera and Mr. Gonzalez, your fugitive waiver should be over there. You have those, Deputy Knox?
No, ma'am, that's what I was gonna tell you. We do not. If you could email it to me, I could print them out, but I don't have them. I already called and taken that.
Okay, it's probably easy. Well, I'll do that. I was gonna try to do whatever's the easiest, but okay. I'm only gonna send, well, I'll send them over now. And then Mr. Bryant, I do not see your paperwork. I may have to reset you until tomorrow if we can't locate the paperwork. But I was trying to get you, I want to at least do the speech so that if we do locate it, we can get you signed up. Yes, Mr. Gonzalez?
When will they come and get us?
So they have up to 90 days before they can release you. It really depends on the demanding state, how motivated they are to get you. You know, we always say they have a reasonable time frame to come and get you if you wish to voluntarily return, but they have up to 90 days.
There's no way to expedite that?
I'm not sure on this end. You do have a right to speak with counsel about potentially expediting things, but on our end, all I can tell you is what the Clayton County Sheriff is permitted to do and how long they are permitted to keep you, okay?
Judge Duvernay,
Yes.
Mr. Bryan, you want us to stand by with him to see if you can locate his paperwork? If not, he's gonna be rescheduled till tomorrow, he said.
Stand by. When I say stand by, I mean literally 3 minutes because there was another document that they said we may be able to use. And if not, I will have to reset him. So in the time that I'm sending over this documents for Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Herrera, I'll also be looking for Mr. Bryan. And if I don't have it, I'll send you that in the email as well.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll
We are going to terminate the transmission of YouTube.